last round of muscle ups in 3 and 3. And I've not seen one athlete to date struggle at all on this back squat.
She also needs to crush this event. She does not like seaweed and does not like dark water, and she's afraid of fish.
Tell me who does, someone who does like murky water.
Well, I mean, that's always one of the things. Swimming in a lake, you used to love it at summer camp, but as soon as the fish get near your feet, so Falk can make up ground before the open water swim. Here's Briggs, who right now is crushing it on her final set of box jumps. Another event win for the 2013 Games champion.
I may have mentioned once Sam got to the box, it was shut the gate, and then she moved. That was incredible.
Navarro picks up second place behind her, so Briggs 100 points, 90 for Navarro. Both trying to get into podium position to start off day 3. Back to Helena Falk.
Doing a great job with these box jump overs. We're looking at the same sort of strategy that's been utilized right across the morning so far. The jump to the front edge of the box, the quick step and the fast drop. Working really well.
That's 80 points for Helena Falk.
Oh, that's going to do her the world of good, sitting in that second spot still.
Well, and catching someone who's still out on the floor. She's chasing Anna Tobias, who you can see in the distance in the red top just flipping over her box. Now Kelly Holm trying to make her move in lane 12. Holm came in 6th place today.
Tobias there with that torso just leaning over those legs a little bit, trying to get that body weight as low as she can over the box.
Tobias is done. Holm comes across with her. Critical points. Tobias gets in first. She beat her by 0.05 of a second unofficially. That's big, trying to keep her distance from the charging Falk. Now Renata Pimentel, the #1 seed in Latin America coming out of the Open, skipped regionals to focus on Masters.
I like that they've got the option to just skip regionals. That's going to give it a miss this year.
No rep there.
So 2 feet jump and a 2 feet land. So you can't actually hit the box before you get on top of it. But you've got to stay, if you do get no rep, you've got to come back to that same side.
You can tell obviously you don't need full hip extension because it is a box jump over as compared to a box jump regularly.
Some athletes choosing to do that full step up, seeing on screen. Some choosing, like Anna Tobias did, to stay really low and keep that body weight as low as possible. I'm all about speed and getting it done as quick as possible, so however that happens.
Renata Pimentel finishes. And here comes Kirsten Pedri, who had a really tough day 1. She was in 14th place, had a phenomenal day 2. A fourth, and a third. And Pedri came in 7th. One of our favorites coming into the week, competed on the individual side at these games a year ago. Hand in the air for Delana Snyder. And she is done. British Columbian. We'll see her coach coming up later today. Robbie Perovich is also competing at these games. And look at the jackrabbit going in lane 4. Colleen McQuaid. This division's been interesting from a lot of standpoints. You know, you came in, Kristen Pedri, high hopes, high expectations, has really had to fight. Colleen McQuaid is somebody else that came in with high hopes, high expectations, and has really had to fight.
Larson now struggling with these muscle ups. She also is one of our smaller athletes, so it is a big jump to the rings to get set up and it's just coming down to that tricep extension at the top. Snowden to the left, also struggling. So just that fatigue starting to creep in a little bit.
Jenna Larson on the right in her second games. Chastity Snowden, the game's rookie, on the left. Larson, though, kind of in her first games. Withdrew without competing because of a shoulder injury a year ago. She did compete, first event. But that was the end of her week last year here in Madison. So for her to get to this point, and she's put up a good showing, had a top 10 finish, 2 of them yesterday. Time cap is 13 minutes. We are at 10.5 minutes. Larson advancing the box for 15 more jumps.
Interesting to note, Larson is starting to slow down a little bit on the box, whereas Snowden's starting to speed up. Now, there's only about 10 or 11 rep difference, but I think Larson is going to have enough of a lead to get home first. But I'm loving the way Snowden to the left of screen in the blue and the white, just getting over really quick and keeping that body weight down when she does hit the top of that box on the jump.
Box advanced for Snowden. Larson should be able to get in ahead and will do so in lane 17. And Chastity Snowden now will get in, or work to get in, ahead of the cap to exhaust the field. Snowden in 17th place coming into the day. Her training partner had a heck of a day yesterday. Works with Noah Olson back home in Georgia. Noah Olson crushing Fibonacci.
The person to train with.
Fair.
A little bit of experience, a little bit of capacity there.
I pick you. Snowden is complete. Event number 7, the jump finish for the 35 to 39-year-old women.
And Samantha Briggs showing that elbow, no issue. Getting through those muscle-ups, all unbroken, every set unbroken. So impressive performance from Samantha Briggs. The start of the event, Anna Tobias was the one to watch. He was coming in first position. Sam doing a lot of squatting while she hasn't been able to do anything with her elbow, and the weight not a problem at all. And then once Anna got on and started breaking up those muscle upsets, she was catching a little bit wide. She started to drop off the pace a little bit. Navarro got to the box first after getting through those muscle upsets really easily. But then the leg fatigue started to kick in for Navarro. And then what we've seen many times over many years, the machine that is Samantha Briggs, the speed and the transition, awesome. And a great event win for Samantha Briggs.
That's now 3 event wins in a row for Samantha Briggs. The podium is in sight. She's down with Nikki.
That's right, 3 event wins in a row, and we saw you really open it up on those box jump overs coming from behind. Where do you find the energy toward the end of an event to really kick it into high gear?
I need the points. So you've just got to go to that dark place that nobody wants to go to. You've got to go there. If you want the points, that's the only place you can get them.
Right. Now, this is the first time we've seen you in the age division competition. How does it differ on the floor here with these ladies as opposed to in the individuals?
Nothing differs on the floor. You've still got to compete. These ladies are no joke. They're fantastic. So it's a great honour to actually be here and be competing amongst them. It's definitely no easier. We've just got different workouts.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Samantha Briggs, reiterating what she mentioned earlier in the week, which was that this is no joke. There's some great competitors here, and you've got to pick your battles. Day one not going that well for her, but she is coming back with a lot of force to move her way back up into contention for a podium spot.
Samantha Briggs wins by 8 seconds over Aaliyah Navarro. Helena Folk makes up some ground on Anna Tobias. She'll pick up some space after coming in second place overall. 78 points back, so a lot of ground to make up. She won't get it all back here. And Tobias actually helps her case by coming in fourth, where once that pack starts to come through, those points come hot and heavy, so if a fourth turns into a seventh, you can run into trouble fast. Women's 40 to 44 Masters Division, event number 7. It's the jump finish here at the Age Group Pavilion at the Alliant Energy Center. Jeremy Austin, Joel Godet, Nikki Brazier down on the floor. Glad you can spend some of your Saturday morning with us as we take a look at the event standings. Stephanie Roy and Kelly Friel at the top of things. Let's take a look at the event jump finish. 5 rounds, 4 time.
3 muscle-ups. Sorry, 5 muscle-ups. 3 back squats. And then they will move on after they've done all of that stuff onto 30 box jump overs. The ladies using a 24-inch box, and we've seen that has not been an issue for any of the age divisions thus far. Because once they get there, those 30 reps are done and dusted within about a minute. So the problem has been back with the muscle-ups, because the back squat is not going to harass them at all. 275 pounds for these ladies. Stephanie Roy going great guns, but without a win so far.
8 points back for Stephanie Roy. Third, second, 10th, and a third. The 10th in PS. Event number 5 yesterday is what has held her back. Kelly Friel, as your leader, is in lane 10. Joey Kimden is in lane 9 next to her. Stephanie Roy will be on the other side of her. Those 3 in the middle of the floor, they can look up, they can look down, back, left, right, and see the entire field around them. You like being in the middle of the floor when you're the leader?
Me, I'm never the leader, so I don't know.
Touche. Let's talk about Kelly Friel being in front.
Yeah. She's been really impressive. Yesterday was a great day, getting that event win. She had one on Wednesday also, but just so consistent. But I think she wants to get out in front in this event. Lead from the front and stay there.
Jessica Martinez also making a nice surge. 19th after day 1. This is a jump you don't see a lot. 19th after day 1, 4th after day 2.
Well, if you finish first and second in the previous 2 events, that's going to propel you up 190 points. Thank you very much.
And it's never over till it's over. You think you're out of it. You're fighting for a podium now. Martinez comes in 56 points of that. All right, to the ring muscle-ups. You want to go unbroken?
Oh, without a doubt. Samantha Briggs in the previous age division doing just that and getting the event finished nice and fast, but unbroken on those muscle-ups, unbroken on those back squats. The back squats aren't going to harass them at all. So 6 muscle-ups, 3 back squats, but they're going to be 5 rounds. So transitions are very important. Resting also just as important. Kelly Friel now starting to struggle in the first round. Now this could be telling. And once also they get to the box, make sure those box jump overs are nice and fast and efficient.
Friel with an event win yesterday in the rope and yoke. That helped her surpass Stephanie Roy. She's a games rookie. Been around for a while. Qualified for regionals in 2013. Took to this pretty quickly after doing CrossFit for 5 or 6 months. It's all paying off now for Kelly Friel. Get a look at Stephanie Roy, who is the hunter for the first time this weekend.
The good thing about Stephanie Roy being right next to Kelly Friel is that you can see how much she is now starting to struggle on those muscle-ups. Now, I'm Kelly Friel's coach. I'm going to go straight through and say, start breaking these sets up as fast as you can, because you don't want to be under tension any longer than you need to be at the top. Shannon
Odell had a great day 1, tough day 2 for her. sitting in 10th place overall right now. She was in 3rd after the first 3 events. They were suited to her. She dominated on the obstacle course run, which makes a lot of sense to start things out. Shannon Odell was a track star at Southeast Missouri State, SEMO, where she ran the 300 and 400 meter hurdles, set the record for those in 1997. It's still the record.
Still?
Yeah. They actually have a Shannon Odell Day back at home, her hometown. She doesn't know which day it is, but they did name a day for Shannon Odell.
It's an honor to represent that day. I'm just not sure which one it is.
It's like Rusev Day. It's every day. Odell off the muscle ups and will advance to 3 more back squats. When she's done with that, you'll see the big black foam chest pieces. She will move that forward to indicate to the rest of the field how much work she has completed.
I really like the positioning of Odell at the top of that muscle up catch. She's getting her hips up nice and high, which makes that transition and that rollover in the catch position really easy. She makes her way back now. Oh, she's just got to straighten that up. Bit of OCD from the judge there, but that's okay. So Odell now moving back to the rings.
Feng Shui is actually event 8.
Oh, I guess so.
Katie Cruz in lane 4. Games rookie. 1 of 5 in this division, making her first appearance in any division at the CrossFit Games.
I've noticed, not just this division, but all divisions this morning, once the chest piece gets moved, no one is running back to get back on the rings. They're using that time really cleverly to recover, get those arms nice and loose and limber. And there we have the shakeout now. Couldn't have timed that more perfectly.
What starts to go on the arms first? Is it the grip? Is it the bicep? Is it the tricep with the dip?
Definitely the tricep. And speaking to a number of athletes after the row and the ski erg, they said their shoulders were blown to bits, but also the tricep pain they had trying to extend, especially on that ski erg, is coming into play. Now, once you get on top of the rings, that's all you're going to be doing. You're doing a full tricep extension. So the more hip movement you can get, and also almost like a kipping ring dip, is going to assist making sure that ring dip portion of the muscle up is just a little bit easier.
Chest pieces moving forward across the board. Stephanie Roy, your overall leader coming into day 3.
Stephanie doing a great job. If you focus in on her hips and where the positioning of the bottom of the rings are, there's not too much distance between them. If you can minimize that distance, the position in the catch becomes so much easier.
And watch her concert-going skills, too, when she head bangs through. You whip that head through to get yourself up top.
Oh, just propelling that torso forward just gets you into that catch a lot easier.
There's Melissa Winstrom over in lane 20. One of our smaller athletes, not just in this division, but overall. And she's the leader in this event. 5 feet tall, 115 pounds. Melissa Winstrom, if the name sounds familiar, as she moves the box over now for her final 15 box jumps. Her husband is Grant Winstrom, who played in the NFL, went to the Super Bowl with the St. Louis Rams. She said she dedicated herself to his career in the NFL when he was playing. He has now returned the favor here while she's been a CrossFit athlete. He is all about helping her accomplish her dreams, get to the highest heights. They work out together. If she needs chalk, he stops his workout, goes to get the chalk for her. He is all about, listen, you supported me, I now support you, as she follows her dreams here in Madison and picks up her very first CrossFit event win.
Who said chivalry's dead?
Melissa Winstrom. Anna Keplinger in lane 18.
15 reps to go. McDowell, 15 reps to go.
16th place to start the day. She is on to her final 5 box jumps. That is the indication from the hand in the air by her judge. We've had a lot of finishers coming from outside lanes throughout these games. It's made the standings really fun. Keplinger is in second.
It was actually no surprise to see Wistrom come over, being one of the light of athletes, and moving that body weight through time and space on top of the rings. That's proven the biggest factor in getting these muscle-ups completed. Joey Kimden, another one of those athletes, small in stature, that has finished. McAdam sitting in 6th place. And 2 third-place finishes so far.
Six finishers now. Roy is in 5th. Martinez is in 6th. Jessica Martinez, we hit off the top, fighting for a podium spot after a tough first day. Again, good work from the outside positions. Hewart in lane 2. And Cruz in lane 4. Jen Dieter in lane 5.
Janet Black in the blue and pink to the left of screen, and Jen Dieter to the right in the blue and the black, utilizing exactly the same technique and doing that pivot turn to make sure you get into really good position to the start of the next box jump over. 2 feet on, the turn. Once that second foot hits the ground, it's time to rock. A really good way to pace this.
Final 5 jumps here.
The issue you do have with this is you've got to reset every time for the jump. You can't use that rebound spring.
Janet Black finishes up. Friel came in as your leader overall. Was in first place by only 8 points. That lead is gone, with Stephanie Roy having finished in 5th in this event. The best Friel can do is 11th. And is fighting the muscle up. The fact that she still is on the muscle ups and back squat couplet means she still has all 30 box jumps staring her down. Plenty of time on the cap. We are 9:26 into this event. Not a factor. 13 minutes is the time cap. And Friel jumping onto that rogue box. If you've been watching with us all morning, you'll notice the rogue boxes have gotten shorter. It's one of the cool things about this piece of equipment. You can see those little black straps, what look like straps on the top. Those are not straps, they're Velcro pieces. You can add extra boxes together to make taller ones, the guys jumping to a higher height.
Create your own game of Tetris.
I feel like that's coming from experience.
Possibly. Some athletes using the foam to propel themselves over, and some choosing to just step over. Either way, the 30 box jump overs taxing at the end of event number 7. And Friel just doing just that, making sure she gets a good position at the top, the step over.
Listen, she knew this was going to be hard. Linking ring muscle ups for her is one of her difficult tasks. It's one of the things we've seen all weekend. You have to crush the events that are your strengths. She did that yesterday. And then minimize the damage in your weaknesses. And Friel finishes unofficially in 13th. So she will lose her lead to Stephanie Roy. But how has she controlled the damage here? Sarah Franklin in lane 17, onto her. Never mind. And you know what I think just happened there? Let's see how many she does. Yep. She tried to advance the box at 10 reps instead of 15. And when they originally set this up, you had to advance the box 3 times. 10 reps, 10 reps, 10 reps. A change in that you advance it now 15 reps just once.
Franklin, one of our taller athletes, which makes the box jump over just that little bit easier. Notice she's getting a very high catch, getting that torso nice and upright and well balanced over the top. Minimize that fatigue on those quads. But great pace. So those muscle ups proving to be a little bit difficult, but these box jump overs definitely not.
Final 5 reps for Franklin. 50 seconds remaining before the time cap as Franklin finishes. Hewart, Nielsen, Crawford still out on the floor. Allie Crawford is box jumping in the white short. Well, they're both in white shorts. In the green top, in the blue top in the distance is Hewart, and now onto her box jumps. Laura Nielsen in lane 6. Hewart. Third time at the games for Trina Hewart. From Glasgow, Allie Crawford finishes. Hewart as well. And with 4 seconds left, it will be a cap designation for Laura Nielsen. Event number 7 in the books. Melissa Wistrom, though, has an event victory. Throw that up on the trophy shelf with the Super Bowl title.
Yeah, Wistrom, one of our smaller athletes, which proving interesting over the last couple of days. But Odell starting to get into the muscle ups and back squats as our leader for our first couple of rounds. And then the fatigue started to kick in. And then Wistrom to the far right in the blue and the black was the first to finish up and get to that box. And once she did, she used that really light frame, like jumping on air. And once she did get over, the biggest smile you'll ever see, Melissa Wistrom.
You see Grant there in the red, by the way. Her husband with that fist pump. And Wistrom's with Nikki.
Well, great work on this. Not surprising to see you excel at those body weight movements like the muscle ups and the box jump overs. You're one of our smaller, lighter, faster athletes. But when it came to those squats, and I'm thinking also of the yoke yesterday, that's some heavy weight you were facing. So how does that feel for you?
It feels really good. I think my coach did such a good job warming me up that it just went really, really well for me. Yeah.
Now, I know your husband played in the NFL for a long time. You spent a long time supporting him. Now we've changed gears. He's supporting you in your CrossFit career. What does that mean for you?
It's just awesome to have him here supporting me because he's as excited as I am just being a competitor. So, yeah, it's nice to have a shift where he's the one taking care of me for a change. Yeah.
Great job here this morning.
Thank you very much.
Melissa Wistrom picks up her first career CrossFit Games event victory. And she does it in resounding fashion. Look at that. She almost beat Keplinger by a minute.
Left everyone in her wake.
In a sprint, relatively speaking.
But being small and light to your benefit in that one. The jump finish. Wistrom and also Gimden, two of our smaller athletes. But shake-up still continuing on the leaderboard too.
Stephanie Roy representing for the internationals in the top 10 in the 40 to 44 division. Let's kick it up 5 years. Women 45 to 49, event number 7, jump finish here at the Age Group Pavilion. Alliant Energy Center, Madison, Wisconsin, the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. Jeremy Austin, our friend from down under, Nikki Brazier down on the floor. Joel Godet, so glad to have you with us here today. Day 3 of competition in the Age Group Pavilion. First 2 days have put Amanda Allen on top. And Amanda Allen is not surprised by that. 1 iota.
No, nor are we really. She was surprised when she finished the Open where she did, and surprised where she finished the online qualifier where she did. So she's done with the surprise thing. It's all over. Like, we know what she's going to do.
Yeah. Amanda Allen in front of Tanya Osborne. Jolene Undershoot, who actually has the most event wins in this division, but it's been highs and lows trying to find that middle ground here as we hit the weekend. All right, the event that lies ahead, jump finish.
the 7th test so far for these Masters. 5 rounds, 6 muscle-ups, 3 back squats, then they will move into 30 box jump overs. These ladies will do 185 pounds and 24 inches on the box. They've got 13 minutes to do it with a 2-part event, the first part proving to be the most difficult.
Time cap has not been a huge issue for the field through all of the age groups today. Melissa Wistrom in the last event finishing in less than 7 minutes. So the pace has been set. Amanda Allen in lane 10 leading the rank. Chris Tohino, the Brazilian out of CrossFit Moema. She stands on the outside in lane 4. We've had a lot of leaders and winners come from the outside lanes, not necessarily from the inside in this event. We'll see if Allen can't change that. "76 points up on Tanya Osborne, who was in second after each day 1 and day 2. Underway, jump finish. All right, keys to ring muscle ups here. It is an unstable movement. You got to stabilize yourself and link them together.
Well, we see it at the Olympics. You see athletes, the male athletes, getting onto the rings and having to move their body through time and space with a little bit of finesse and control. With the muscle up in the CrossFit realm, we see them using a kipping movement, so propelling their bodies forward. But I'd ideally like to see these athletes going unbroken on those muscle-ups. And the 3 back squats have not been a factor whatsoever. Once they do get to those box jumps at the end of 5 rounds, getting fast, efficient movement over that box. They've got to flip it after 15 reps, but getting that done as quick as possible. That is the key to getting this event done, just like Melissa Wistrom did in under 7 minutes.
On to our second round of muscle-ups. Amanda Allen, whose lead grew from day 1 to day 2, went from plus 36 to plus 78, and she does not go unbroken. Takes a second to re-chalk the hands. Let's talk hands a little bit here on muscle-ups. Look at the way her wrists are bent. It's what's called the false grip. Why is that critical?
Olympic gymnasts use the false grip to get more control through the ring pull of the movement. So you're resting the rings on your wrist and curling your hands under. A number of athletes you will see will use a natural or open hand grip to pull themselves, more of a pull-up type situation. I'm a big false grip person myself, and just depends on how much bicep strength you do have. I've got a fair bit of bicep strength, so I use the muscle-up grip, the false grip, a lot more, as you'll see someone like Rich Froning has done over many years, and he's a big advocate for that open hand type positioning. It all comes down to personal preference, really, but Amanda Allen using that false grip as well.
I know a lot about the bicep strength, so
that's all I work, is biceps. So
Amanda Allen, no problem on the rings, but does take the chance to chalk up in the middle of her sets. Second place overall in this event.
So you think strategy going in, if muscle ups is not your thing, and Amanda's a little bit heavier than a couple of the other athletes, I can say that because she's Australian and I can get away with it.
But we just said chivalry wasn't dead an event ago.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But propelling that body weight on top of the rings. So if you've got more body weight, it's going to be a lot harder to get that body weight on top of the rings. So breaking those muscle ups up is going to be a good strategy for those taller, heavier athletes.
Marcy Wells is your leader. Very sneakily, 4th place overall. She has been in the top 5 4 times. She actually won the Battleground presented by the United States Marine Corps to begin the weekend, but then has just kind of flown under the radar. As much as we've talked about Amanda Allen and Nicole Abbott and Tanya Osborne, Wells is looking for her 4th top 6 finish. Catching Amanda Allen overall gonna be like boiling the ocean at this point, though. So podium is a goal for a lot of these women, and a very realistic one. And then maybe if Allen has a tough event and slips up, things become a lot more interesting. Run your own race, trust the process, and see where it takes you. Allen on the left, Wells on the right.
Not sure if you noticed just then, there was a little bit of a nod from Amanda Allen. She's looking straight at her coach before every set of muscle-ups, and he'll be telling her exactly how many reps to do, knowing the capability that Amanda has. And now the muscle-ups are starting to fatigue a little bit more. But strategy coming into play, and having the coach on the sideline telling you exactly what to do just takes all the guesswork out of it. Should I do that one more? And those, this is going to be a struggle for Amanda Allen now. And a no rep. She just didn't lock those elbows or those arms out at the top of the movement.
And here's the thing with the no rep. She just did a muscle up. It just didn't count. So this now is a round of 7 ring muscle ups. It's a lot of work to not accomplish anything.
Now the issue Amanda's got now is she can't rush to get back up to the rings. She's got to rest sufficiently to ensure she gets that lockout of those triceps. The turnover's okay, but that was a lot better. So just resting a little bit longer, but that's going to chew up precious seconds.
Shannon Schleifer is your new leader in the event. She's in 5th place overall. Someone else who kind of has flown under the radar. Had a tough finish to yesterday's competition. An 18th and a 13th in events 5 and 6. That's pulled her down a bit, but Schleifer came in as the last woman into the field. So has blown away all expectations and given herself a chance at a podium here to start the weekend. This is the jump finish, 5 rounds of 6 ring muscle ups, followed by 3 back squats. The weight is 185 pounds. When you're done with that work, you cash out by jumping over a box, jumping onto, and then stepping over a box 30 times. We've just hit the 6-minute mark in this 30-minute time-capped event. Jolene Undershoot shaking out the arms. She's on the right. Schleifer is on the left in 1st and 2nd place. Undershoot's a wild story this weekend, too, how it's played out. She's in 3rd place, but she has the most event wins. Looking for consistency. Let's go to Nikki.
Going to have to do some damage control after yesterday. She knew that the rope climb event was not going to be in her wheelhouse. And actually, I'm not surprised to see her doing well on the muscle ups either, because she said that her grip was doing well. We talked a lot about grip strength yesterday in terms of the rowing and the skiing and then the dumbbells. With the rope event even, because she knew she wasn't going to do them particularly fast or consecutively, she knew she was going to be able to save her grip for today for the muscle ups.
She actually says one of the biggest places she's grown is in ring muscle ups. Still can grow, but it's been a growing point for her. Shannon Schleifer, she's your Rudy here. Last one into the field as the 21st seed, said she was literally shocked. Hit register immediately because she didn't want to second guess herself.
We're seeing 2 different strategies with the box jump over. Schleifer jumping to the top and landing on those toes, which is going to load up the quads a lot more. Undershoot in the background. We're seeing that in the last age division heat, and that 2 feet jump and the pivot.
She's jumping off her toes too, by the way.
So doing that is going to load those quads a lot more. Want to really get onto those heels and load up those glutes and hammies, but it is working for Schleifer.
Look at Undershoot fly here too.
Staying really low, getting that body weight as close as she can to the top of the box.
Schleifer does get in though with the event W. That's her 2nd of the week. Seeding doesn't matter. As if we didn't know that.
You just got to be in the game.
You've got the 20 fittest women in this age bracket in the world. Anyone's ball game. Undershoot is in second. Don't discount her. And now third place for Marcy Wells. And as Amanda Allen is just now getting to the box jump, that opens a door a little bit. Allen came in with a 78-point lead. Not insurmountable, but certainly comfortable. But it just takes one tough event and the people chasing you to have a good one.
She's got a little bit of a buffer, though, back to the rest of the field. And it looks as though she's not going to be caught. There's only 4 ladies that finished so far, so she can minimize some damage here. She probably will end up with a 6th place finish.
The other women box jumping right now, Kathy Wilson, who just finished, and also Merrill Mullis in the blue top you can see in the background of Allen. Kathy Wilson out of Lancashire in the UK. 46-year-old at her second games. There's Mullis in the background. You see blue top, black bottoms. Nancy McKegg is also now box jumping. So there are 3 women onto the cash out of this event. Allen on her final few box jumps. Mullis just advancing the box, has now 14 remaining.
Amanda just having a look around, see where the competition is, but she needn't worry. A pretty cruisy coming over the line.
You're right too, 6th place.
I like being right. Doesn't happen often.
There's McKegg. 10th place at the start of the day. And McKegg done. 6th time, rather 5th time to the games for McKegg. Now Nicole Abbott is jumping the box. She's in the green top. Michelle Wright in the pink next to her. There's the top 5 times. Time cap is 13 minutes. We're at 11:25 right now. Just consider the fact there are 6 women done right now. Schleifer finished in 8:26. The rest of the field is still out there. This may be the first time we see the time cap really come into effect. Michelle Wright finishes 7th. There may very well be as many as 10 women that get capped in this event.
There's still 7 women on the muscle-ups. So proving to be a major factor.
Some Cajun power there in Patty Como. Trying to earn the points where she can get them out of Lafayette, Louisiana. The swim is up next for these women. And she basically said that Cajuns don't swim, there's gators. It's a fair point. Julie Ackerman fighting with the muscle-ups. It's a separator event, the separating skill.
Now, talking of smaller athletes, Watts, not very tall at all, just struggling with that turnover. You can see the riser below and how much off the ground that riser is with a jump to the rings. For the tall athletes, not having to do as much work to jump through the rings.
And the time cap hits. And 11 finished.
Wow.
This is the first time the time cap in this event has really come into play, and it makes things interesting on the back half of the standings. But Schleifer picks up another top 5 as the last woman into the field.
Schleifer looked really good from the start. She wasn't our leader and not going really through that transition. So pulling herself on top of the rings without having to bend those elbows. The back squats didn't slow them down either. But Amanda Allen broke the muscle-ups up from the start. But that slowed her down enough for Schleifer just to make her move gradually to get onto that box. But it got pretty tight towards the end with undershoot to the right in the pink and the white. But Schleifer, enough of a lead to get over it. Event win and 100 points.
Shannon's with Nikki.
Now, we just saw in our recap, you were really making it look easy, but it was harder than it seemed, right? You said the box you were hoping not to fall off of, and your hands right now not doing so hot, huh?
Not doing so hot. That's okay. Been here before.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you recover from something like that, knowing you have more events?
Bath. Sorry to whoever gets in there behind me, but...
So, contaminated ice bath. We know that moving forward. When it comes to the open water swim, that's another thing that may be a little bit concerning. How do you feel about that?
I'm not worried about that so much. If I can just keep swimming and maybe try for that time cap, I can swim, but not fast. So,
well, good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, Ellen DeGeneres said it best. Just keep swimming. Doesn't matter if it hurts. Wow.
That is going to be a factor coming in to a couple of unknown events on Sunday. But once you tear those hands, guess what? You're not getting that skin back for a couple of weeks. So that's a factor that these athletes have to take into account. But Schleifer, 100 points will ease the pain just a little bit. Amanda Allen down there in 6th place. And Tonya Osborne currently in 2nd. That's going to do wonders for her to try and catch the Aussie Amanda Allen.
Schleifer picks up the event W, trying to get herself into podium position. On to the jump finish for the men. It's coming up next. 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison, Wisconsin. We're inside the age group pavilion today for event 7. It's the men's masters division, age 35 to 39, the jump finish. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with us. Jeremy Austin, our friend from Down Under. Joel Gannett, glad to have you along with us. Nikki Brazier is down on the floor. Kyle Kasperbauer won this division a year ago. Kyle Kasperbauer is still winning this division a year later, a 100-point lead on the Russian rookie Aras Palkin.
I just can't believe, we shouldn't really expect anything different, just Kyle doing Kyle things. And the other Kyle Kleinschmidt sitting there, and that's going to be a really tight battle, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've got 3 events today. So that shake-up could continue over the next day and a half. Find out Kyle can take out the title again the back end of Sunday.
Jump finish? You literally jump and then you finish. It's quite apropos.
True story. 5 rounds for time, 6 muscle-ups, 3 back squats. These gentlemen are going to do it at 275 pounds. Then they will get into 30 box jump overs. It is a 30-inch box. Something we haven't seen in the age division so